Okay. Okay. So hey guys, I hope you're all doing good. I am Karam Kaur from the Best Consultants, and I hope you all heard my colleague last week. So the prime objective of we coming up with all these informative videos is to make you the best, because this is the USP which we live with. So today we're going to talk about the UK live, recent updates. As in these updates are the recent updates which we have come up with. So we just want to give you all the information to see to it that your path is easy and you have a smooth visa to the UK. So I hope you know that UK is the first country to open its borders, welcoming the international students. So that's the reason why we want to talk about UK, and definitely it is one of the best destinations for education because it has been living up to the standards and has been maintaining the global education standards so that the students can get into the desired universities and do the possible and the required programs. So we will take up all the points which have got the recent updates so that you can utilize the information and go ahead. I hope you all have been listening. Very recently, we've been listening to one thing which says that the PSW, there is a recommendation which has come from Joe Johnson saying that let's double up the PSW. That means for the minute, the post-study visa, which is for 2 years, the recommendation talks about that it can be doubled, which means 4 years, which is, of course, if the recommendations are going to work out, then it is going to be a hot destination for a lot of students who would want to study there in the UK. So to start with, we will talk about the admissions first, because to get into the UK for a Tier 4 visa, the first thing what any student would want is the admission letter. A good news here is that many of the universities, almost 80% of the universities have already, given a go and happily have given a start date. To start with, I can talk about, like Coventry talks about 7th of September, University of Leeds talks about 23rd September, Hertfordshire, it talks about 26th October. Similarly, there's a huge list. Even University of Birmingham has given a go. So they're going to start up with 28th of September. Kingston says 14th of September. Likewise, almost 80% of the universities have happily declared their start date so that many students can be there on campus, because the required preventive measures to fight against COVID have already been taken and things are going happy there. So many students here who are already in time and have already got the admissions have also paid their fees to secure and go ahead further for a CAS, which I'm sure many of you know the process, that once you gain an admission, the next step talks about a CAS there. Now, UK has been welcoming, and it talks about that, it is very flexible. So when we talk about the flexibility, any test, the first thing is that in the prevailing COVID conditions, the students are not able to take IELTS. So UK gives you a solution. Many universities are happy to accept any kinds of English proficiency test. It could be Duolingo, it could be IELTS, it could be a PT, it could be TOEFL. Not only this, many universities actually have come up with their own assessment test for English in case if you have a 70% and above in your class 12. So they assess you on their standards and they happily take you in with the medium of instruction so that you don't have to really go a tedious way through. So that comes up to the flexibility point. So the next point which we will talk about is now the deadlines. As you know, I hope many of you would remember that, in 2019, when the PSW was announced, many students have immediately thought about UK as a destination, and we had downpouring of applications, due to which the universities could not accommodate many students and the students had to defer or lose their intake. So you understand, when the PSW was announced, which was just for 2 years, and now as we have the recommendation on the table of PSW being doubled up to 4 years, so in case if it happens to come true, it's going to be huge applications, guys. So we may not have time, and even the universities may not be left up with any seats further. So it's better that you pull up your socks, gauge yourself, and see to it that you can rush up and apply. We help you through with each and everything. We start with the shortlisting of the courses, the universities, as per your requirement and the eligibility criteria. The next reason of we wanting you to apply a little quicker is that there is one more update which talks about the priority visa. So the moment you have applied, secured an admission, the next process talks about the visa. But unfortunately, in the prevailing COVID situations, the priority visa and the super priority visa both have been cancelled, keeping in view the safety measures. So we may not have time, and the immigration is going to take a lot of time assessing your visas, and the visa process is going to be dragged, and it may be taking much more longer than the usual timing. So that's again one reason, so that you can keep up with your deadlines and see to it we avoid the last minute hassle. After that, we will talk about the concern which is majorly there, as in the COVID test. This is again a very big news for you guys, that today HIS, which is the health insurance policy, which every student has to be taking once you plan yourself to go to the UK, that is that you have to be taking the health insurance from the UK immigration, which is mandatory for you. And the good news is that the COVID is being covered with the HIS. Because of that, there could be a little hike in the insurance premium, which I don't think should be a worry part to you. The reason is because it gives you a complete coverage with your health and the COVID. So that's a great news. And one more good news is that it is not mandatory for you to go through a COVID test at the minute. Next, we talk about the post-landing. The moment you reach the UK, before you go there, the most important and mandatory thing is accommodation. From now onwards, UK immigration has made it mandatory for every student to secure an accommodation much before you apply for the visa. That means you should have the cash in hand. At the same time, you should be able to get through your medicals. You should have your accommodation in place. So I hope you understand that when everybody has to be securing a legitimate accommodation in hand, you will really have to be very quick in gaining the admissions and further process. For accommodation, one good news is that BBest has great team working only and only for the best possible accommodations for you guys. So we can help you there. We can see to it you get the best possible accommodation in the best possible prices, which should be fitting into your pockets, and you should be able to be there, because the accommodation is the place where you will have to go through a quarantine. So quarantine for 14 days is mandatory for every student the moment you land there in the UK. So to make yourself safe, you will have to see to it that the accommodation is pre-booked, which BBest can help you to the best possible ways. So that is a great news for you. Quarantine. So quarantine is nothing which you need to get scared of. It is just that you can just keep yourself 14 days away at the accommodation, whatever you booked yourself for. So that's one thing which is definitely going to be there. Now, talking about is UK government supporting? How is that? What is that which is going on in the UK? Right? So we have someone who we are expecting to join right now, I'm just waiting to hear from the students who are there in the UK. Because it's always better to hear from them as in what is the situation going on there in the UK. So can you just check that if the students are there? Upon that, we will also talk about the part-time jobs. Now, of course, part-time jobs are a cause of worry for many of us that, whether the moment you land there, is it safe to work there? What kind of part-time jobs would be available? Is it okay to go ahead or not? So I think we will hear from the students there. So we're just waiting for them in case because I think there's some technical issue in the okay. In the meanwhile, we have someone here. Yeah, hi Bhavya. How are you doing, dear? So do you have any questions there, Bhavya? Can you please tell me if you have any specific questions for me? He's the one. He's wanting to join but not able to, I think. I told him. So Bhavya, thank you, darling. I'm also good. So can you please tell me what is your question? Okay, so in the meanwhile, we have other students who've been asking a lot of questions. We will definitely respond one by one and see to it that, we can give you solutions to each and every problem, whatever you have, because we are, the solution givers. Ma'am, well, is there any source for students to get a job after their education? Yes, dear, there are a lot of consultants whom we can connect to, and the universities also have, the international cells where they can coming up and they will support the students for the jobs. So that is definitely possible. We can definitely help you and connect you. So Dilip is asking a question, ma'am. Is IELTS compulsory for those who got 90% above in their state board? Dilip, it depends as in when you have cleared the class 12. If the gap is more, the universities do not accept anything beyond 5 years of a gap from class 12. So if that is there, 90% should be enough with lot of universities. So we can get a waiver for IELTS. Yeah, hi, Ritesh. So we have Chaitanya from University of Greenwich, whom we are going to hear live, as in how is the condition there in the UK. Hi Chaitanya, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? How is UK?
I'm good, ma'am. Everything is fine, ma'am.
So
I think we're heading back this week to be normal over here.
okay, so the things are getting better there. How is UK treating COVID?
It's been three months, like it's been shut down. This week we are going to back to our normal life, ma'am. Everything has been reopening
Okay.
by this week.
So have they
22nd
given
of.
a specific date as in when they're going to get normal?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. By Monday, 22nd June, is everything will be normal.
Everything means, is it only in the London or is it all over UK, which is like, going to go live by 22nd?
I think it's all over UK, ma'am, because everything is going to be open. Like every restaurant, they all got the permission to open. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That sounds really good. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
good. And Chaitanya, what do you say? Like, first it's better if you can just introduce because viewers would want to know who you are.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, hi, hello everybody. I'm Chaitanya from Vijayawada. I came to be best consultants. Karam ma'am helped me a lot to come over here.
So how is your course
Mm.
going on, Chaitanya? How is University of Greenwich?
It was very good, ma'am. It's going well, and I completed my course. And I'm at the moment I was in my doing my internship period here.
Okay. And Chaitanya, how are the universities supporting the international students coming there?
Sorry, ma'am, I can't hear you. Hello.
I said, are the universities supporting the international students there?
Yes, ma'am. The universities are supporting some students like who can't pay their rents and buy groceries. They are checking up the background and they're helping to pay their rent and buy the groceries.
Okay, that means the university is
Is
helping the
supporting
students who
in
are
the
not
COVID
able to
times.
pay their rents also. Okay, that's
Yes,
great.
ma'am.
That's great. Okay, and how do they assess that who is eligible, who's not eligible? How is that they do that?
Like they're come like for Indian students there is a this thing from our uni, ma'am. Like uh, we call it is like there are some Indian society so that we can log in over there and we can tell that we are not able to pay our rents and we can say that so that they can mail revert us back and they are going to help us with the rent and everything, ma'am.
Oh, great, great. And what else are they helping out with? Only the rents?
Uh, only the rent and the groceries who are not going to afford. Yeah,
Who are not able to afford. So they are helping the students out with even rent and the groceries
yes,
and
ma'am.
rest whatever they need. But the student has to apply
Yes.
to the concerned associations or the societies which are made
Association.
to help the international students. That's what you mean, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And how safe do you think it is at the minute for a student to travel to the UK? Chetan, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
How
Tell
how
me.
safe is it? I asked, like, how safe is it? Because many parents are worried and they've been writing to us, like, is it safe at this point, or should we defer, the intake, or what do you say about that?
At the moment, it's safe, ma'am. According to me, like everybody are free. Like everybody are here. Everybody is coming out and they're
Chetan, you're
taking their own
breaking
precautions.
up. I think there's some connection issue. The network issue is on, I believe. You there? Okay, so guys, I lost the connection with Chaitanya here. So that's okay. I think he's given us enough information that yes, UK is safe. All the required preventive measures have been taken so that the students can be there and study on campus. The universities are very friendly, especially with the international students. And that's the reason why the proposal by Joe Johnson, who is the former university minister, has asked about the PSW to be doubled up. So we are expecting that it may go live anytime. So this is the time when you can just pull up your socks and see to it that you can apply. We can help you through the complete process of UK. See to it that you get there in the desired university, with the university getting the possible scholarships and many more things. We will see to it that your visa is processed in time and you can be there. So I think I can see someone asking, like, tell me about the PSW. Sorry, I can't read your name there, but PSW, see guys, PSW for the minute is only for 2 years. But as I just now told you, that Joe Johnson, who is the ex-former education minister, had put a proposal on the table so that it can be doubled. It can go live anytime. So you can just apply to the earliest possible and secure your admissions to the earliest possible levels and be there. So thank you guys, and I'm sure that this video would have been very informative for you, and we will keep coming up with a lot of other videos so that you can successfully gain your Tier 4 visas and be there in the desired universities. Thank you so much, and you can contact us on the given email IDs. We have a solution to all your questions. I'm sure we should be able to get you through in a very smooth manner. Thank you so much and take care. Just keep watching us on the social media handles so that you can get all the required information. Thank you so much, guys.